is rear wheel drive. Heck yeah, brother. So those of you that don't know, I bought this 03, I believe, WRX in a bundle buy, I guess you could say, with a 07 STI that I'll pop up a picture of. They were from Arizona. This car is a built motor, built hybrid motor, rotated kit, Garrett turbo. It's a STI driveline, but it's also rear wheel drive converted. So no front axles, some sort of kit in the transmission that makes it rear wheel drive. And when I bought it, it ran and drove, which is not typical for what I buy. I didn't really record it, but last night I got the boost and the oil pressure gauge working. The oil pressure looks pretty good, about 90, maybe a little over 90 pounds on cold start. And then once it's all the way warm, it's about 20 PSI, which seems fairly typical. My 17 STI is about 28 PSI cold idle or 28 PSI warm idle. And that Wu-Tang car is like 15 pounds, which I don't really like how low it is, but it hasn't changed. So I'm not too concerned about it, I guess I should say. So I'd like to see if this one does the same, if it has consistent oil pressure. If it's 20 PSI warm idle, that's fine, as long as it stays 20 PSI warm idle. And the more we drive it, the lower it goes. We don't want that. I'm going to pop this thing up on the lift again. I had it up last night. There are a bunch of people around, so I didn't record, but I'm going to show you what's underneath this thing. It's kind of destroyed underneath. It is pretty rough. And unfortunately, the oil pan bolt, or the drain plug, is, I'm guessing the drain plug itself isn't stripped out. I'm guessing it's the oil pan. And so I'm not sure if I want to change the oil and risk that not going in smoothly. I'm not sure. I might just do it. We'll see. So ARC oil pan, here's the drain plug, and it is stripped out. I saw it dripping when I put it up on the lift originally, and I tightened it a little bit, and it was loose, and it just never tightens, which is a bummer. If I do keep this car, my plan is to remove this oil pan anyways, because it's worth a lot more off the car than it is on, and I can just get an IAG or Killer B pan, and it should work just fine. But as you can see, look at this aluminum subframe, cracked, pretty bashed, kind of to be expected. This car was drifted and abused. Lots of rough parts. There's the external wastegate. This is for the oil temp. I still have not gotten to that. For some reason, the exhaust is welded together. There's a V-band there, but I kind of wanted to change the exhaust. But I might as well leave it on here. It's all bashed and destroyed anyways. Some adjustable lateral links, STI rear diff. Kind of have gone over this stuff when I bought the car, but it's cool to see it now that it's on the lift. There's the block offs for the axle ports. There's the axle stubs in the hubs. Front mount, radiator, stock header, because with this oil pan you can't do anything else. I think I might change the oil. I don't know. I might as well. I don't know how big of a capacity this is, but it seems like an awful lot. But I might as well change it, see what this thing looks like. We'll kind of go from there, see what's going on, see how the oil looks. The oil pressure, like I said, is good. We'll see how the oil looks. I haven't had great luck with draining the oil on Subarus and having it look good. So let's hope this one's okay. So like I said, this is stripped out. It tightens most of the way. It does unthread, which is good. It does thread out, I should say, which is good. Watch out, buddy. Move out. Move. Oil looks relatively new. Yeah, there's a little bit of weird looking thread. This guy's not sure what to do. I don't know. This kind of looks a little iffy. Ooh, this seems to be the common theme. It's hard to say with this pan sometimes because it's always got some junk in it. What's up, buddy? He's not sure what to do here. But to me, oh, he doesn't know what to do. What's going on, buddy? But it looks kind of sparkly to me. I don't know. Sometimes I can't tell anymore. Looks like he had a little bit of RTV on there. Oh yeah, she's definitely stripped out. It looks like there's almost already some sort of insert in there, which is a bummer. Nope, you don't want that, buddy. I'm gonna pull this filter too, and maybe I can take a look in the filter. I need to buy a filter cutter so that I can cut filters open and see if there's big chunks inside of the filter. and that would probably tell me better what's going on. This is definitely a bigger filter than typical. What a catch. Hopefully the camera caught that. I'm gonna be honest, the oil looks, I don't know. Sometimes sometimes I can't tell, and oil that looks completely fine sketches me out just because I work on Subarus. I mean, it looks like it's a little bit sparkly. Now I've had some that look sparkly and are totally fine. And I don't know how fresh this motor build is either. I don't think it has very many miles. The guy I bought it from, I was told by him and some other people that he didn't drive them almost ever. I think he was a busy guy, and originally when he bought them, he wasn't so busy, and then they kind of sat. So I'm gonna put some new oil in it, put a new filter on it, see what that does for it. Kind of tempted to do a burnout, even though I probably shouldn't. I'm not really sure how much oil this thing takes. I would guess it's at least a 6-quart pan. 4 quarts in, and there's nothing on the dipstick, so at least another 1.5 quarts probably. I think factory is about 4.5 quarts. All right, that's 5.5 right there. All right, we're on the dipstick now. Another 1/2 quart to go, so it's probably roughly a 6-quart pan. All right, let's fire this thing up and make sure we still have oil pressure. We do have oil pressure. This might be like a 6.5 quart pan, because I think I've got, it might be, yeah, like a 6.5, almost 7-quart pan. So I'm gonna probably let this thing warm up, take it for a little spin, make sure oil pressure still looks good, and I think I want to do a burnout just to do it, get it done with, see how it does. I'll set up the camera for that for sure. Here goes nothing. Nice. Just a baby little burnout, nothing special. If this thing continues to run good, oil pressure continues to look good and all that, I kind of would like to title this thing, insure it, and drive it around. It'd be a nice summer cruiser. It's really fun to just drive around in, hear all the turbo noises. I think it'd be a fun car. I just don't want to get into putting a new motor in it and then, the transmission breaks or something like that, where it would become a never-ending expensive project. I really want a rear-wheel drive something, but I don't want to do it with a Subaru platform. I'd love to do like a chassis like this with a V8, some transmission I can abuse, some rear end I can abuse, something that I'm not worried about blowing up. And when it does blow up, it's not a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 long block, something like that. I'm torn. I don't like to, now's not a great time for me to be spending a bunch of money and not getting a return on it, which a project like that, that's what it would be. I'd be spending a lot of money and not getting a return. That is going to wrap up this video. I know the past two have kind of been short, but I have been short on time. This video might be out after the wedding. The video after this, most likely, I will be back to work, working on the Subarus, and married, and I'll probably include some pictures and clips in there. But we've got a lot done recently. I hope you guys are getting your projects done. We've got more and more stuff coming. If you're new, it'd be appreciated if you subscribed, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.